これはただ、私がいつもよりわがままで、おかしなことを考えたと思ってくれればいい。
New home study. Warm noon sunshine follows the gentle breeze, filling the room. As you place the last book on civil law on the bookshelf, you are finally done organizing the book collection in your new house. You stand upright in front of the moving box, handing the box cutter to Artem as you ask a question that's been puzzling you. You were saying our coworkers want to take the housewarming party as an opportunity to have some of our good luck rubbed off on them. The curtain billows in the breeze as Artem reaches for the box cutter, gently balancing between you two.
引っ越し後に親しい人間を招き談笑する。私の家では代々そうやって祝ってきたから伝統を守ろうと思ってな。だが財前曰く今回は単なる食事会で終わらせたくないそうだ。新たな家に新たな生活。どうやら今の私たちは周囲から見てあやかりたいほど幸運に満ちているらしい。どこまでも験担ぎに余念がないのか、祝ってあげるんだから少しくらいみんなの運気も上げてと。
I've never heard of that saying before. It sounds a little incredible. And you and I didn't only rely on luck, right? There were a lot of other factors. You rub your elbow against Artem's forearm affectionately as you say this. He seemingly remembers something after hearing what you said, and he can't help but smile.
ああ。だから幸せにあやかりたいというのはほとんど口実で、純粋に私たちを祝う機会を作ろうとしてくれているのだろう。聞いた話だが、私たちが同棲を計画していることを知り、彼らはある種のお祭り騒ぎのような空気になっているそうだ。
After your new home was finished, you and Artem invited your coworkers at the law firm over to see the new place. You are also planning to host a housewarming party to welcome everyone. As expected, it caused quite a stir at the law firm when the news was first announced. Tammy's law firm.
お二人が新居におめでとうございます。
ついにこの時が来たか。僕はずっと左京弁護士の家を見ておしゃれな内装を勉強したいと思ってたんだ。
Since you and Arthur made your relationship official, he's been having incredibly chemistry with all of your co-workers at the law firm. Perhaps it's because they sense a zest for life in Artem that they've rarely seen from him before. With that, several people work up the courage to start conversations with him. Naturally, Artem doesn't turn any of them away, and even goes as far as to invite everyone to your housewarming party.
だけど迷惑じゃないか？こんなに大勢で押しかけるなんて。
気にしないでくれ。むしろ食材も調理器具もすでに揃えてしまったから、私たちの手料理をぜひ味わっていってほしい。
そんな、いいのか？当日はぜひ俺たちにも手伝わせてくれ。そうだ、お土産はどんなものがいい？新居となればまだまだ足りないものだらけだろう。
There's no need for that. It's just going to be a get-together with everyone. All you need to do is show up.
そんな、僕は二人の恋路を見守り続けてきたんだ。必ず役に立つものを持っていくからな。
Disregarding your refusal, your co-workers begin to excitedly discuss plans for housewarming party this weekend. Why is everyone so worked up?
二人を見ているとこっちも幸せになるからよ。
Celestine walks over before you even notice, smiling happily as she pats your shoulder.
もちろん、ほんのちょっぴりの切なさもね。ああ、天然記念物並みに牧年人だった左京さんも、ついに私たちのフォローがいらない人になっちゃったんだね。だってさ。というわけで、引っ越しのお祝いは盛大にやってあげるから、当日は少しだけ二人の幸せを分けてね。
New home study. Well, how can good luck rub off on other people? I'm a little lost. I can't really think of any specific activities. Artem, do you have any ideas?
完璧な具体例を求めているのなら、それは私にもわからないな。思いつくとしたら、財前が結婚式でやっていたブーケトスのようなものくらいだ。
As Artem speaks, he slowly pushes in a reinforced wooden box half as tall as the person and padded with foam. You quickly jog over to help him support the massive box. Wait a second, are there still boxes we haven't opened yet? I didn't realize.
荷造りをしているとき、偶然家の隅で見つけたんだ。放置されていて埃まみれだから、君は少し下がっていなさい。
After removing the nails from the winch plank, Artem rubs his hands together and uses a crowbar to pry open the board on the top of the box. With a creaking sound, a thin layer of dust diffuses from the box. It's a bunch of Ramis movie Blu-rays and merchandise.
ああ。すべて同じシリーズの作品で、私が何度も視聴してきたものだ。頻繁に感想コメントを書き込んでいたら、制作陣にコアなファンだと思われて、これらのグッズを大量に送られてな。
He pulls out boxes of various sizes full of fun merch and shows them to you. Other than the collector's cards, the most eye-catching items is without a doubt the pairs of hand puppets. Wow, they're so cute!
この映画の主役たちをモチーフにしたものだ。
Even though the hand puppets are somewhat old, they were clearly exquisitely crafted and properly taken care of. Even their sick wigs are neat and tidy. What's more, the puppets are all dressed in matching couples' clothes, and their embroidered expressions also complement one another, full of joy and happiness. These happy couples from those movies are indeed a great omen for a couple moving into a new house like us.
ああ。当日にこれを取り出して映画の話をすれば、少しは幸せを分けたことになるかもしれないな。
Artem picks up one of the hand puppets. He begins to explain as he brushes off the sawdust on it.
例えばこのパペットだが、
He holds the newly cleaned hand puppet up to you, then picks up another puppet to pair with it.
彼らは学生時代に知り合い、互いに口下手ながらも歩み寄り、紆余曲折を経て結ばれた。そして二人が登場した作品のテーマは片思いだ。
Secret love? The main characters had trouble communicating. Ah! I got it. Those main characters sound like... Artem almost instantly realized what you meant, and he softly clears his throat with a smile.
ともかくここにある映画は恋愛のさまざまなステップをテーマにした5組の異なる男女たちの物語なんだ。それでこっちのパペットがどこに行ったんだ？
Are they missing?
ああ、ここに2人の生活をテーマにしたパペットたちがあったはずなんだが。
Maybe it fell out somewhere. Artem, is it this box? You dig out a cardboard box decorated like the other hand puppet boxes from the bottom. You carefully pull it out, ready to show it to Artem. But before you can even turn around, the bottom of the box suddenly opens. With a crashing sound, an entire box full of black marbles falls to the ground. Huh? Marbles?
他の映画のグッズも一緒にしまっていたんだな。業者が中に敷いた補強板がささくれだって紙袋の底を傷つけていたらしい。こっちのビー玉は私が何とかしておくから君はそのまま座っていてくれ。
Although Autumn says this, none of the cleaning supplies are currently in the study. The small marbles rolling across the floor have booby-trapped the entire study. Although Autumn carefully looks for an opening on the floor to step in, the heel of his squishy slippers doesn't exactly follow his instructions. Autumn, be careful! By the time you reach out to Artem, marbles have already rolled onto both his and your slippers. You feel your foot slip and hear a loud crash as the world flips upside down. You open your eyes to realize you and Artem have fallen into the large reinforced wooden box. New home study. The remaining cardboard boxes at the bottom barely act as a cushion for both of you. You finally manage to regain your balance, supporting yourself on two thick cardboard boxes. As you stand up, you hear a muffled grunt from underneath you. Artem, are you okay? The sound startles you before you even realize Artem is pressed down under you. He seems to be adapting to being your cushion. His brow furrows as he leans against the wooden wall of the box behind him.
私は大丈夫だ。が、まだ動かないでくれ。どうやらこの下にパペットがあるらしい。今むやみに動くと壊してしまうかもしれない。
Upon seeing you hastily moving closer to him, Artem pulls your wrist and takes hold of your wrist with his other hand. It seems like he's very worried about the hand puppets, causing you to curiously observe him. But Artem, look there! There's a splinter sticking out from the plank. It looks like your clothes are caught on it. Artem just barely turns his head. When he slipped and fell into the box, he made sure to protect the hand puppets from getting smashed by the sudden impact. But now his collar is caught on the wooden splinter, as if he's hanging from the wall of the box. In the tight space, your knees are pinned to either side of Artem's leg, and your heels are pressed against the wood. Due to this closeness, the scent of old wood coming from the box is slowly imbued with warmth.
パペットを守り、箱から出る。このままでは両方を叶えるのは難しそうだな。
I say you'll have to take your shirt off. Why did I help? Artem tentatively attempts to sit upright in the box, but realizing how narrow it is, he has no choice but to nod.
そのようだな。すまないが頼む。
When you lean in closer to him, you can feel how his back is somewhat unnaturally resting on the hand puppets you still haven't seen.
この木箱はオーダーメイドで、ディスクとグッズがすべて入るように依頼したんだ。だから、場所を取らないよう、大きすぎない程度に調整したつもりだったんだが、それがまさか、二人を閉じ込めるのに適した大きさになっていたとはな。
Well, you never know what might happen. You reach out and undo the buttons on Artem's shirt one by one. He is unexpectedly quiet as he lets your hand glide down his chest, but rather than cooperating, it's more like he's thinking about something else.
そんな人生の不可測性も たまに体験する分には悪くないな。順風満帆な人生を望みつつ、予期せぬ出来事に心を躍らせる。これも人の差がなのだろうか。
Fine.
ああ、私たちが置かれている状況のようなことだ。
Within this confined space, you feel Artem struggle to shift his body. The next second, he reaches out to gently cover your hand that is holding onto his button.
ただ、今回の出来事は慎重さが求められるから、私も手伝うとしよ
Be careful. Is Artem talking about not ruining the hand puppet Sarah still stuffed in the box? As you grow even more curious about the puppets, you feel Artem tighten his grip on your hand. As he smoothly pulls the hem of his shirt out of his waistband, he breaks free of his restraints. After leaning back again, Artem lifts you up. Artem, wait a second. I can do it myself.
う。君はこのまま出なさい。スペースさえ確保できれば、私も動きを制限されることはないだろう。
Following his gentle suggestion, you simply wait and cooperate with him as you look for a good place to step out onto the floor. After Artem buttons his shirt back up again, he swipes away the scattered marbles on the floor with his hand, then turns back to rifle through the box.
どうかし、
You step closer. It only takes one glance for you and Artem to be left stunned. The hand puppet, which was supposed to symbolize your and Artem's pursuit of a perfect, beautiful life together, is broken into two pieces, lying helplessly in Artem's hands. Judging from where it broke, it seems like it was damaged due to each, long before you even opened the box.
残念だが、これは制作チームが何年も前にくれたグッズで、新しく買うのは難しいだろう。それに、自分たちで直すとしても、
You've had this hand puppet for a long time, after all. It would be great if we could fix it. And if we fix it, the hand puppet can represent our happy life in the future, no matter the obstacles we met along the way.
私も直したいのは山々だが、手芸の腕には自信がないんだ。手縫いで縫い合わせるにしても、私では布を傷めてしまう可能性が高い。
We can definitely figure something out. I remember seeing a tutorial for repairing antique hand puppets before. As you search for a video tutorial on your phone, Artem grabs a sewing kit and returns to your side. I found one. Look, the corner of the fabric here is soft, so there should be no problem if you start sewing from here.
そうか。ではやってみるとしよ
Artem follows the technique outlined in the tutorial, threading the needle and poking it into the fabric. However,
う。おかしい。どうして針が出てこないんだ？
is there a button there? Is the needle slipping on it? You carefully observe the expert's technique in the tutorial. Then you take the needle from Artem's hand, find the correct angle, and lead the needle through the fold in the collar in one fluid move.
やはり君は器用だな。
No way, I had to watch tutorial too. You turn up the volume on your phone and scrub through the video to get an idea of the overall process. You and Artem pass the hand puppet, needle and thread, and the video tutorial back and forth. After both of you sew about a dozen stitches, things gradually become smoother. The head that snapped off slowly connects to the hand puppet's cloth, and you can't help but breathe a relief sigh. Artem reaches out and slowly touches the puppet. He smiles as if he remembered something.
君はどうして私がこの人形を見つけたかったのかわかるか？
You said it was because the theme of the movie they're from is living together, right?
そうだが、それだけじゃない。この二人は 卒業した学校が同じで、職場で恋愛に発展するんだ。
That's just like us.
ああ。彼らの話はシリーズの最終章にあたるが、ここにあるこれは新たな始まりを見届けることになるんだ。
Then we have even more reason to fix it. You take a deep breath and focus even harder on swimming. But just then you hear a ringing sound.
もしもし？ああ、助かる。ちょうど生鮮食品を切らしていたんだ。すぐに下に受け取りに行くよ。
Is your mom here? Should I go down with you?
いや、来たのは業者だけだから大丈夫だ。母さんが生鮮食品などを送ってくれたらしい。それじゃあ、受け取った食材で夕食を作ったら。
Before Artem finishes his sentence, he brushes the hair from your forehead and kisses it softly. He'd once done something similar in the distant past. Back then, you blushed due to his sudden kiss. Now you smile and lean in closer to him. It acts as a sign of your happiness and acceptance, in addition to a desire for more.
また一緒にパペットの修理をするとしよう。
Okay, I'll wait. As you hear the front door close, you rub your fingertips in and continue sewing. New home study. The next time you raise your head from your needlework, it is already completely dark outside, and the state of the table is vastly different from before. Scattered threads, your phone automatically playing puppet repair video tutorials, and the male hand puppet as intact as the other puppet in your hand all lie on the table. I finally fixed it. In addition to mending the torn fabric, you also followed the tutorial to mix a special cleaning solution to soften the stiff fabric on the puppets. Now, the hand puppets Artem treasures so much can not only be displayed anywhere, but they are also functional. He'll definitely be surprised I didn't just fix the hand puppets. I actually made them functional for performance again. Now that I think about it, I wonder what he's so busy with. I'll go take a look and tell him the good news. Since Artem brought up the fresh ingredients, he has been busy in the kitchen. You stand up and are about to tiptoe over. However, you run into Artem, who is also walking very softly as soon as you reach the door.
こっちも処理をしなければ。ん？
He looks up at you from the cookbook in his hand. Considering you are already exposed, you step closer and help Artem straighten his somewhat crooked apron. You're even more focused than I was just now. You didn't even tie your apron.
オーブンのスマートシステムが想像以上に複雑でな。説明書を探していたところだ。それより、随分と嬉しそうだが、何かあったのか？
As you look at the cookbook Artem is holding, you nod, but then quickly shake your head. While Artem is still focused on your face, you quickly hide the hand puppet behind your back. You reach out, grab the oven manual off the bookshelf and hand it to him, then move back over in front of the table. Here's the manual. I do have some good news, but let's save it until we're both finished. Oh, do you need help with anything?
ありがたいが、こっちのことは私に任せてくれ。
Artem puts the cookbook and the manual aside, and then reaches out and tousles your hair.
もうすぐ書斎にもいい香りが漂い始めるだろうから、ソファーで少し休んでいるといい。
After Artem leaves the study, you put the hand puppets in a gift box. Perhaps due to Artem's suggestion for you to rest, you feel quite tired after finally finishing everything and sewing for an entire afternoon. You lazily stretch out on the armchair, hoping to take a short nap, yet you unknowingly drift off into a deep slumber. New home's bedroom. As you awaken, you feel the sensation of being laid down on a soft bed. The gentle light is on the dimmest level, but the sudden change still causes you to furrow your brow and open your eyes. You feel a slightly ticklish sensation on your cheek, and you spot Artem by your side, brushing aside the strand of hair stuck to your face.
起きたようだな。何か食べるか？
It's okay, I'm not hungry, I was just... Wait a second, my box! Your deep exhaustion immediately vanishes. Just as you are about to jump up and search for the hand puppets you wanted to give to Artem, you notice that he has already moved the box over and placed it on the bed. So that's where it is.
ああ。君がソファーで寝ていたとき、それもそばに置いてあったからな。寝室へ連れてくる際、一緒に運んでおいた。それで、勘違いだったらすまないが、それは私が開けてもいいのか？
Of course you can, but do you want to guess what's inside first?
修理済みの人形だろ？
Haha, I knew you'd see that. Upon seeing Artem fall right into the trap you laid, you can't help but laughing. You return to your original position. Unable to wait, you put the gift box behind your back and shake your finger. If I just fix them, it would be way too easy to guess.
修理しただけじゃない。他のこともしたのか？だが、あの短時間で何を？
Artem's face is full of surprise, causing a sense of accomplishment to surge in your heart. Why don't you search for some more clues and guess again? I give you a hint. You don't wait for his response. Instead, you hold onto Artem's shoulders, move slightly, and straddle him as you sit on his lap. Your and Artem's breath grows closer. The moment you meet his gaze, you see your reflection in his slightly stunned eyes. After sighing in resignation, Artem holds onto your waist to help you settle in more comfortably.
これも調査の一環なのか？
Of course, we need to get closer to find clues and form theory.
し
As Artem holds a finger to his lips, you swallow the rest of your sentence and allow him to concentrate on quickly finding the answer.
腕に糸くずが残ってる。本当にさっきまで裁縫をしていたんだな。
His gaze shifts from your arm to your shoulder, and he picks up a strand of silken hair.
こっちもいつも使っているシャンプーの香り。いや待って。
He leans in closer to smell it. Seemingly discovering something odd, he raises his eyebrows slightly. His hot breast spreads over your neck, and his hair unwittingly brushes against your cheek with a near undetectable touch. Before you know it, your throat begins to feel dry, and the sore, numb sensation in your knees grows more and more apparent. It's as if every subtle movement he makes stimulates you like an electric current. Artem, this position isn't very comfortable. You press against his shoulders and shift back slightly in an attempt to move away. But the very next second, his hand shoots out and grabs your knees, pulling you even closer than before.
もうすぐ答えが出そうだから、あと少しだけ我慢してくれるか？さっき嗅いだとき、少しだけ洗剤のような香りがしたんだ。ただ、一種類だけじゃなくて、あれは、もしかして、硬くなった化学物質を洗い流す特殊な洗剤か？つまり、人形を修理しただけじゃなく、 表面まできれいにしてくれたんだな。
And what about after cleaning them? You have to be more specific. You're unsure whether Artem is affecting you or if everything that just happened is causing the temperature in your head to rise. Either way, you wait for his answer without accepting defeat. Possibly seeing right through how you're feeling, Artem gently rubs the end of your hair and between his fingertips.
針と糸で縫い合わせただけでは、そのような化学薬品を使うことはない。となれば、人形の関節にも何かをしたのだろう。例えば。
Artem is seemingly confident in his reasoning, and he lowers his voice as he leans even closer to you. However, just as he is about to reveal your secret, he stops talking.
ここで全てを言ってもいいが、私はやはり君に答えを言ってもらいたいな。
You shift back to your original position, take the hand puppets out of the gift box and hand them to him. After cleaning all the hardened chemicals out of the fabric, I also reinforced the joints. Now the puppets can freely perform. As Artem looks at you with a surprised gaze, you place the female hand puppet on your hand and the male puppet on his. You then move the female puppet on your hand closer to one on his hand. These puppets hold our hopes for the future after all. Just stitching them up wouldn't be good enough. Of course, a happy ending is more memorable if something unexpected happens along the way, right?
想定外か。確かにそうだな。
Artem purses his lips as soon as he finishes speaking. He copies that same way you just moved the hand puppet closer, straightens up and kisses you.
象徴というのであれば、彼らだけにさせておくわけにはいかないだろう。それに、私は。
Artem momentarily pauses for some reason as he sees this. Just as you want to say something, he smiles to himself, leans closer and rubs his forehead against yours.
とても嬉しかった。ありがとう。まさか、願っていたことがこんなにもすぐ叶うとは思わなかった。
Early? A cloud of doubt drifts into your mind, but Autumn embraces you tighter before you can give it another thought.
今日はもう休みなさい。明日は大事なお披露目会だからな。
Then I'll set an alarm first.
必要ない。明日は私が起こしてあげよ
う。New home's bedroom. Just as Arthur promised, the aroma of coffee he brewed wakes you before the first light of daybreak shines through the open curtains. You feel slight movement from the edge of the bed as he sits next to you, gently caressing your cheek and neck.
朝食ができたぞ。
5 more minutes. Arthur smiles resentfully when he hears your tired mumbling.
君が朝に弱いことは知っている。だから好物を用意しておいた。お披露目会で出す料理も下準備は済んでいるから、急がずゆっくり起きてくるといい。
As he says this, Arthur places the plate of breakfast on the bed and moves to get up and return to the kitchen. Artem, don't go yet.
どうかしたか？
He seemingly thinks you're still thinking about breakfast, so he turns around concerned. You catch him unprepared, flipping over and grabbing him by the waist. You then meticulously check over his shirt and pants pockets with both hands.
何をしてるんだ？砂糖が欲しいならキッチンにあるし、朝食も横に置いてあるぞ。
This has nothing to do with breakfast. This is today's first routine inspection. I need to check if you prepared anything weird.
おかしなもの？
Upon seeing Artem's confused expression, you let out a gentle sigh, let go of him, and cross your legs as you sit up. About finding a way to share our love with everyone. Before, your coworkers mentioned they hoped some of your and Artem's good luck would rub off on them at your housewarming party, but it was such a vague request. After considering it for a couple of hours, Artem came up with his final idea, playing board games. Judging by the circumstances, I can't really believe you came to the conclusion we should just play board games. So I decided to be more careful today to see if you secretly prepped anything behind my back. You wiggle around to sit upright and Artem seems to sigh quietly. But the next second, he stuffed a piece of bread into your mouth. Mm-hmm.
一旦の案として、まずはゲームで遊び、あとはその場で決めるつもりだ。
So that's really it? Artem nods, then turns around and hands you the cup of coffee he brought in.
二人での生活を始めるなら、どんな時でも互いに誠実であらなければならないからな。そもそも、私は君に隠し事などできた試しがないだろ？
Yeah. Artem smiles, but he doesn't say anything in response to your doubt. He then quickly takes the plate back to the kitchen. You swallow the bread with your coffee before moving over to the vanity table. As you brush your hair, the doubt in your heart refuses to be swept away. Is that really everything? After a little while, you are almost done refreshing up. All that's left is to pick out some accessories. Which accessory would look best? Just as you are carefully looking through your box full of accessories, a brand new necklace box appears right before your eyes.
これなんてどうだ？
Huh? Did you buy me a new necklace?
いや、私ではなく、母が送ってくれたものだ。
Your mother? Artem nods and opens the box to reveal an absolutely brilliant necklace.
出張の関係で新居祝いに行けそうにないからと食材と一緒に送ってくれたんだ。参加はできないけど新居のお披露目は大切なイベントだからどうか受け取ってとな。実を言うと前の私の家は母が恋人と暮らせるようにと送ってくれたものなんだ。だが私は親の行為で与えられたものではなく自ら選んだ家で君と暮らしたかった。もちろんあの人の言うことが正しかったことは過去に何度もあったが。
Artem continues speaking as he undoes the necklace clasp in front of you.
だからこの首飾りには私と君がこの先もうまくいくようにという母からの祝福が込められているそうだ。
I really should thank her. A parent's blessings are naturally important when their children move to a new house. Your own parents aren't able to be here to congratulate you, but you weren't expecting Professor Garner to pay attention to a detail like this and give you such a special gift.
それから新たなスタートをしっかりと切れるよう必ず私がつけるようにとも言われたな。箱に入っていたパペットたちがそれぞれ恋愛のステップを表現しているという話だが。
Yeah, I remember. One pair represents secret love and the pair of fates represents living together, right?
ああ、片思いも同棲もどちらも恋愛中の出来事に過ぎない。もし恋愛の段階を大きく分けるとしたら 次の言葉で表現できるらしい。二つの魂が近づき、融合し、共存する。近づく段階が片思いであり、融合は交際。それから共存が、今の私たちが迎えている段階だそうだ。
After helping you put on the necklace, Artem leans forward and places his hands over yours as they rest on your knees. The necklace sparkles in the light as you wear it. However, aren't able to take a closer look since your focus shifts to the person behind you. Looking at Artem, you wonder if his cheeks are as hot as yours right now. Or perhaps, did you learn that from a movie? Just like in that romance movie series, you're earnestly planning every stage of our... Artem suddenly lets go of you, but he spins you around again in an instant. Since he is kneeling with one knee on the floor, he raises his head and meets your gaze. Only then do you realize Artem isn't calmly sharing his deepest feelings with you. In fact, he's even more nervous than you are.
いや、それほどしっかり考えていたわけではない。
Really? But before you think back to that morning a few months ago when Artem asked if you wanted to move into a new house together. It seemed like he had been considering it for a long time, but also like it was a spur of the moment idea. But everything has gone perfectly until now, and you suddenly realize you never asked him about his reasoning. You never asked him why he was suddenly in a rush to live with you.
二人にとって大事で祝うべきことだが、無理に一緒に暮らそうとは思っていなかったからな。デートだろうと、二人だけの時間だろうと、私はこれまで通り全力で準備していくつもりでいたし、思い出だって作り続けるつもりでいた。ただ、思っていた以上に二人の生活が楽しみになってしまったんだ。
Exceeded your expectations?
ああ。近づいた二つの心が一つになるというのは、私にも想像できることだった。だが、一緒に暮らすということだけは、映画を見ても、はっきりとイメージすることができなかった。その上私は、自分が期待していることが、一つになるという段階をとうに超えていることを、この時に自覚してしまってな。だからこそ、多少強引だが、一歩踏み出してみることにしたんだ。自分の気持ちを確かめることで、全てに答えが出るかもしれないと考えて。
You smile and takes his hands in yours, looking at him expectantly. So, did you find your answer?
ああ。引っ越してきた瞬間に見つかったよ。しかも、その答えは何度も裏付けられていた。特に昨夜、
He tenderly caresses the space under your eyes with his fingertips. His gaze is gentle, but also somewhat distressed.
君をベッドに運んでいるとき、寝顔を見ていて思ったんだ。
Huh?
このままずっと眺めていたいとな。
Though he is looking at you, it's as if he sees something more distant that has yet to take shape.
目の前にいるのが君である限り、たとえ何をしていようと、ぼんやりしていようと、私は目をそらすことができないらしい。いろんな君を見ていたいあまり、近くにいたいと思わずにはいられなくなり、ついには一緒に暮らそうと口に出していた。これから長い時間が流れて、お互いに年を取っても、いつかの昼下がりにロッキングチェアの上で、この時のことを思い出すかもしれないな。
Really? After decades? You repeat Artem's words in a murmur, attempting to catch a glimpse of the future he holds in his heart through his eyes.
ああ、きっとそうなる。どれだけ時間が経とうとも、相手を見るだけで鮮明に思い出すだろう。共に歩んでいくことを決めた瞬間というのは、なんとも大げさに聞こえるかもしれないが、実際は大したことはないんだ。私の場合、それは、眠っている君の横顔を見た瞬間だった。言い換えるなら、私の愛への憧れと期待は、あのシリーズ映画と共に終わることはなかった、というわけだ。そして、私にとってのあの映画を終わりのない作品にしてくれたのは、君だ。
As Artem speaks, you both lean closer in unspoken understanding until your foreheads meet. After getting closer and converging, your souls will ultimately begin to tacitly coexist and live together over time. Even though that series ends with the fifth movie, we're the main characters in our lives together. Why don't we begin our new life with this first party for everyone?
ああ、そうしよう。
Just then, the doorbell rings right on schedule.
一人目のお客さんだ。迎えに行くとしよう。
Okay. New home study. Some of the activities that take place after the housewarming meal are as expected, while others are completely unforeseen. What is as expected is that everyone plays a board game together after a meal. As for what is completely unforeseen, Celestine, why did we have to come into the study to shop? They're about to start playing the board game.
大丈夫。すぐに済む話よ。
After you all finished eating, you and Artem were getting ready to join in on the board game together, but Celestine pulled you aside into the study. Celestine, what exactly do you want to talk about?
そうね。まずは身なりのチェックから始めるわよ。
Huh? Celestine looks at you with an enigmatic smile as she smoothed your hair and clothes.
こっちは問題ないわね。そしたら。
As she speaks, you hear the silent sound of a table, chairs, and benches being shifted around in the living room on the other side of the door. You can't help but lean forward, getting ready to go out and take a look. Celestine drags you back to sit down as soon as you start to stand up. She smiles, looking at you as she crosses her arms.
大丈夫よ。みんな楽しんでるだけだから。それに左京くんも見てることだし、少しぐらい平気よ。
Celestine, what are you guys? Celestine stops you mid-sentence with a smile and pretends to look around the layout of the study. When she shifts her gaze from the hand puppets on the bookshelf over to you, she has a somewhat gentle look in her eyes.
もう分かったでしょ？幸せにあやかりたいなんてただの口実だって。あなたたちの馴れ初めを知っている私たちからすれば、そんなものよりも二人が旅立つ瞬間の方を見たいのよ。パペットは5作品で終わりだけど、あなたたちの物語はこれからでしょ？
Hand puppets? Celestine, how did you know? Celestine winks at you mysteriously. She doesn't have to say it. You already know who must have told her about them. Artem's behavior while you two got the housewarming party ready suddenly pops into your head. You turn around to look for him again, but Celestine speaks up.
彼もじきに来るわ。だからその前に一つ、ずっと言いたかったことを言わせて。何かが終われば何かが始まる。だから、ローリン
Rolling is a word that was used in the early days of film. It refers to the moment the film reel began to spin when the director started shooting. Artem is such a film lover that he even collects hand puppets, so he has naturally explained this to you before. But you clearly aren't on a movie set, and you don't feel the typical nervousness of being filmed. But Celestine, I don't really understand.
これを見せた方が早いだろ
A breeze rushes in with Artem's low voice, causing the curtains to be low. It erases all of your doubts and clears your mind. The first thing you notice is Artem holding a camera. Without a doubt, he has already recorded the moment you turn around. You are the only character in the illuminated lens. Before you can say anything, another strong gust blows in from the balcony. But this time, petals and confetti are carried in on the breeze, delicately blanketing you in a fresh aroma. Petals? Ah. While you hastily smooth your hair, you feel someone brushes away the petals blocking your vision.
財前が全てをばらさないでくれてよかった。私たちの物語は一連の物語が終わってから始まる。前にそう言ったのを覚えているか？私は新居のお披露目だけじゃなく、今までにない二人の映画を撮りたいと思っていたんだ。みんなにはそのために協力してもらい、今日の会を開く準備をしてもらった。幸せにあやかるという口実を使ってな。パペットの話を君にしたのも、二人がうまく映画の主人公になれるようにするためで、まあ、想定外のこともあったが、そういうことだから、そろそろ録画ボタンを押してもいいか？君に関する未来を一秒たりとも逃したくないんだ。
Artem's hand shakes slightly as they hold the camera, his gaze soft. Did you remember something? Was it when you were both trapped in the wooden box, or your peaceful expression as you slept after fixing the hand puppets? Or the more distant pause when you were surrounded by flowers? Of course, regardless of whether it's today or someday in the future. The camera is recording everything we do now, but our own eyes will do that during the rest of our lives. You let Artem reach out and tuck your hair behind your ear, walking out onto the balcony with him. A bouquet of flowers dotted with you is handed to you. Along with this, colorful confetti dances through the air from both sides of the study. Your coworkers surround you and Artem as they express their well wishes.
二人とも新生活のスタートおめでとう。いつまでもお幸せに。二人はいつまでもうちの二枚看板だよ。本当におめでとう。
先輩、どうかお幸せに。
Feeling incredibly touched, you quietly pull on Artem's hand and whisper softly in his ear. I'm sure you didn't come up with this on the fly, right? When you asked Celestine for help, did she embrace you, like making you tell her the story behind the hand puppets?
いや、そこまででもないさ。彼女に限らずだが、みんなして私以上に張り切ってくれていたからな。
私が左京くんを困らせるわけないでしょ。みんなも二人にはいつもお世話になってるんだから、このくらい当然のことよ。
As she says this, Celestine walks back over to you and Artem with a smile.
というか、お披露目会については前々から話の種になっていたから、左京くんからお願いされなくてもこっちから提案してたわ。人の記憶はいずれ消えてしまうかもしれないけど、データは違う。あの映画と同じように映像として残せば、この一瞬は永遠に保存されるの。それこそ数年後や数十年後だって今日のことを思い出せるはずよ。
Celestine.
はい、 それじゃあ、新居での新たな旅立ちの撮影はこれくらいにして。そろそろ頑張ったご褒美が欲しいわよね、みんな。例えば、ボードゲームで遊んだ後に美味しいものとか。
もちろんだ。今日まで本当に助かった。好きなものを頼んでくれ。
The surrounding chairs start up again as soon as Artem finishes speaking. You watch as Artem tinkers with the camera, ready to turn it off and lead everyone back into the living room. Suddenly, an idea pops into your head. If this is really going to be a continuation of those romance movies, there is definitely more you can do. After your heartbeat steadies, you purposefully hang back and grab Artem's wrist.
どうかしたか？
He evidently thinks you really want to talk to him about something, so he looks at you sincerely. Perhaps you're amused by his sincerity, or maybe you're motivated by a more hidden motive, at the way you whisper in his ear. You can be so oblivious. In the next instant, you stealthily increase your force and pull him away from the back of the crowd. This party isn't even close to over, and it never will be. Your lips only brush against each other's for a moment before they separate, but it is enough to cause Artem to stop in his tracks.
急に何を？
Ahem. Your plan was perfect, but a happy ending is more memorable if something unexpected happens along the way. You said people hope everything goes well, but they still want to experience the fun of something unexpected, right?
ああ、だが、
He reflexively looks around. After all, this is the first time you two have done something like that in front of your friends. You can only tell that everyone else is even more excited than you and Artem. Celestine seemingly wants to come back and snatch the camera, that she is regretting not catching it on film. Artem's smile grows more and more obvious. He opens his mouth faintly, but he ultimately shakes his head. With so much noise, after all, there are more efficient ways to communicate than talking.
忘れてくれ。それより、もう少し近づいてくれるか？
He kisses you on the corner of your lips, longer and hotter than before. The pounding in your chest throws your thoughts into chaos, causing you to momentarily forget what you wanted to say.
この想定外は、さすがに緊張するようだな。
His warm, soft touch retreats from your lips. Artem clearly isn't used to such bold interactions, but he still teases you with great interest. I'll get used to it. Who knows, maybe we'll be even more open in the future. Even though you are nervous and a little out of breath, you didn't dislike it at all. In fact, you don't want his warm touch to disappear. A cool breeze wafts in, bringing back a sense of clarity and rationale in you. Maybe the same is true for Artem, because he takes the flowers from you and wraps you in his embrace.
そうだな。だがその前に。
As you watch on curiously, he raises his arm just enough to use the bouquet as cover to block everyone's view. This allows you and Artem some respite from the noise surrounding you, and you exchange whispers on your breath.
これはただ、私がいつもよりわがままで、おかしなことを考えたと思ってくれればいい。それに、ゲストにはもう十分見せたからな。君の顔についた花びらを取るから、目を閉じてくれ。
You murmur a soft sound in response to his whisper. Whether it's you or Artem, you both know full well all of the petals were already brushed off just now. The only thing falling on your face now is your lover's kiss. New home study. The lingering excitement of the housewarming party still hasn't faded, and the video Celestine took for you has already been burned on a tip. After labeling the case, you carefully place it on the shelf right behind Artem's collection of the 5 movies from before. Now, it's time for our story. After putting the tape away, you organize the 5 pairs of puppets in their respective spots. When you put the hand puppets you fixed on the shelf, you suddenly notice they are somewhat unsteady as they lean against the tape, since you previously softened the fabric. You glance at the shelf a few times as you hold the pair of puppets, then finally spots an empty space between some books in the collection.
彼らの場所に困っているなら、棚の一番上に置くのはどうだ？
You turn toward the voice to see Artem coming out of the shower and drying his hair with a towel as he walks over to your side. Steam mixed with the scent of shampoo washed towards you. You are in a momentary trance before you see Artem stretch up and place the 2 hand puppets on the top shelf.
この辺りとか悪くないと思うが。
Let me have a look. Yeah, they look nice there, but do we have new books that need to be placed there instead? And that's why you suggest otherwise?
いや、あれは決まった話じゃない。それに、彼が本の近くにいると、映画のワンシーンをより鮮明に思い出すんだ。
He reaches out and pulls the 5th movie in the series from the shelf. After flipping to the back cover, he points to one of the movie stills and shows it to you. In the image, the male character looks completely dissatisfied as the female character cheerfully holds a marker, evidently writing something on his arm. Stacks of various thick books surround them.
彼らがしているのはテスト勉強で、母校も職場も同じ2人は、学生の頃から専攻分野が重なることが多く、こうして互いに問題を出し合っていたんだ。だが、男の子の方は負け続きで、答えを間違えるたびに腕に正しい答えを書かれていたな。
I've never heard of a game like that before, but it sounds fun.
ああ、このシーンは映画の中でも特に面白くて。私たちも今からやってみるか？
Well, action speaks louder than words. You turn toward Artem, filled with interest. Your hands run over the books on the bookshelf next to you. How about I pick a technical book at random? I'll give you a little hint after I pick the term, then you have to guess what the term is. Artem is slightly stunned when he hears this, but he looks at you as if he doesn't have a choice.
そうなると、映画よりも難しくなりそうだが。
Considering your skill level, it would be just ordinary trivia if I didn't make it more difficult.
君がいいなら従おう。
He places the towel he was using to dry his hair on the back of the chair, and in an instant he puts on a calm expression. Upon seeing that he looks ready, you also stand up straight and pick out several complex titles from the bookshelf. But you had no idea your professional knowledge test would fail to stump Artem. Even the complicated case files you pick out are no match for him.
どれも2審まで進んだ裁判記録だな。この程度であれば、おおむねの内容は理解しているつもりだ。
A pretty good grasp. I think you should consider evaluating yourself with more accurate description. Is there really no way for me to stump him? Your gaze suddenly stops on a few thick books gathering dust in the corner. Probably thinking he might use them one day, Artem brought them to your new house. Your interest is suddenly piqued again. You pull out 2 volumes of the National Encyclopedia of Law from telephone numbers and flash the cover at Artem. That's so sure this time, huh? He wasn't expecting you to use this approach, but since it technically isn't against the rules, Artem can only sigh in resignation.
わかった。 負けを認めよう。今から君に何をされようと、映画のシーンを再現しろと言われようと、私は決してノーとは言わない。
Yay! Let me have a look. Just as you are about to rifle through the desk drawer for a pen, you suddenly remember that Artem just showered. Writing something on his body would be a bit unnecessary. You open the two very heavy, thick books and hand them to Artem.
これは
It's a secret. You have to protect the books. Don't drop them before I finish everything I need to do. As Artem watches you with confusion, you tap your phone screen a few times and show him an online store where you can customize hand puppets.
君は新しいパペットを作るつもりなのか
Yeah, of all the romance movies we have, there's only one tape that doesn't have a pair of puppets to go with it. Ours. So I want to find a tailor online that can customize a pair of us. I'm going to take your measurements now. I need to make sure the measurements are all accurate, so don't move around, okay?
データいや
Seeing that he's already trying to find you off with his free hand, you step forward and place both of your hands at his side to trap him between you and the desk. You think you surrendered. At the very least, I need to take all of your measurements today. Reminding him of his surrender seems to act as a trump card for Artem. He pauses for a moment before he finally sighs and stops resisting.
ああ好きにするといい
The cool measuring tape presses against Artem's skin, still warm from the shower. However, he doesn't say anything. After all, these game's rules have left a deep impact on him, so he wouldn't break them lightly. But soon after, he trembles slightly with every move you make, the sensation like fire and ice.
終わったかそろそろ本が落ちそうなんだが
I'll be done soon. You reach out and touch Artem's cheek. Perhaps finding your warm palm incredibly soothing, he turns his face slightly to make things easier for you.
サイズを見るんじゃなかったのかそこは計測に必要ないと思うが
Yeah, I'm going to start from here. Artem smiles in resignation. Reluctantly, he signals for you to continue with his gaze. Since you need to measure the proportions of his body, you inevitably need to measure his chest. As your finger brushes over his heart, Artem tenses. Are my hands too cold?
いや大丈夫だ
You hear the sound of fingernails scraping underneath the table, and Arthur swallows the words he decides not to vocalize. After taking a deep breath, Artem recovers his previously calm demeanor.
ただ今の測り方は効率が良くなさそうだから少し方法を変えることを提案しておく
How? As Artem looks at you with a burning gaze, you can't help but feel your palms and cheeks grow hot simultaneously, and you suddenly pull your hand away. In the next seconds, you feel weightless as you and Artem instantly switch positions. You are pressed up against the cold desktop, nearly sitting on it. Artem's wrist pressed irregularly over the crook of your neck. Artem felt that indescribable chill only moments ago, and now you are experiencing it for yourself.
ほら立って戻るとしようそこは冷えるそれに新居の整理もまだ終わっていないからな
Shifting toward him is your only option to escape the cold sensation. With that, you nod and lean in close to his ear. Let's take it one step at a time. It's just like you said, since our souls are about to start coexisting after growing closer all this time. I'm want to respond to your everything, whether it be words or something else.
そうか。
Then I think we need to go somewhere else first. Artem follows your gaze, turning around, his spots still pouring out from the bathroom door he left open. He thinks for a moment, then sighs in amusement.
なるほどな。よくわかったよ。
He lowers his head slightly and brushes your hair aside like he's getting ready to kiss you.
それじゃ、行くとしよう。次は私が君のサイズを測る番だ。
After you nod in agreement, you feel Artem's strong arms lift you up. Right before you make your way into the bathroom, you whispers in a mischievous voice. Are you really just going to help me take measurements?
ああ、そうだ。すぐに終わる。
He assures you with a deep voice. His arm tightens around you until you are both submerged in the wet, hot mist.
<clears throat> じゃあ、パペットの参考用に体のサイズを測ってくれるか？まだ依頼はしていないのだろう？ゆっくり進めていけばいい。わかった。呼吸のリズムも調節しよう。この角度なら問題ないか？ああ、動かないよう努力しよう。始めてくれ。どんな要求であろうと可能な限り協力しよう。準備はできた。いつでも始めてくれ。私が逃げたんじゃない。巻尺が突然近づいてきただけだ。いや、戻さなくてもいい。そのまま巻尺で測ってくれ。確かに肩のサイズは重要だな。シャツ越しにそのやり方で問題ないのか？君のやりやすい方法でやってくれ。私に断る必要はない。そこは自分で。わかった。君に頼むとしよう。息を止めておく必要はあるか？そうしてそれではメモリが見えないんじゃないか？もう少し近づいたらどうだ？すまない。いや、ただ、あまり慣れなくてな。もしかして、君も緊張しているのか？ああ、服は後で洗えばいい。 どうして急にそんなところまで？ああ、巻き尺の跡が少し残っただけだ。心配しなくていい。今、手を引いたか？少し近づきすぎだ。五感の位置も大事なら好きに測ってくれ。君は今どこを見ている？すまない。無意識のうちに腕が。いつでも測っていいぞ。これでいいか？ん？もう少し服を上げてほしい？少し暑くなってきたな。心配しなくていい。どこだろうと好きに測ってくれ。大丈夫だ。息ならちゃんとできてる。せかしてはいない。ただ少し。ああ、それでデータは問題なく取れたのか？待つんだ。ここでずっと止まっていたらいつまでも終わらないぞ。ああ、この感覚は嫌いではない。ああ、データは揃ってきたようだな。続けてくれ。しばらくそこを測っているようだが、姿勢を調整した方がいいか？巻き尺を移動させるなら次は教えてくれ。テーブルは後で整理しておくから今は続けてくれ。巻き尺を移動させるなら次は教えてくれ。ん？私の呼吸が荒い。ああ、測る位置はもう少し心臓の方だ。ん？私の呼吸が荒い。後ろに下がったかって？いや、緊張はしていない。ただ、自分でもうまく言えないんだ。巻き尺が落ちそうだぞ。
You have finished taking his basic measurements, but the heat and contract make you reticent to move away. The breeze does nothing to ease the heat. Instead, it only amplifies the stimulation over every inch of his skin. Artem takes the measuring tape from you and reaches back to close the curtain. He then leans in toward the source of the warmth.
この赤い糸で結ばれた人形は私たちの永遠を願ってつけたんだ。君と出会えたことで私はようやく誰かと共にいることの素晴らしさを理解できたからな。このお守りは私が雲海寺でもらったお守りなんだ。家の平和を守ってもらえるかと思ってな。私の最大の願いは君が私のそばで元気に、そして幸せでいてくれることだ。サイコロに秘めた小豆のごとし、恋焦がれられるも見ず知らず。あの時のことを覚えているか？かつての私がこの小豆に託した思いは今もまるで変わっていない。 このキーホルダーをオーダーメイドした時、家の内装について話し合ったことを思い出してな。白梅。二人の家が現実のものとなった今、これからは自分たちだけの痕跡を残していこう。